Hello students, welcome to the second part of our class 10 plus 1 physics. Last time we discussed about the measurement, what is the need of the measurement, what should be the characteristics of the unit and the different system of unit. We know that we are going to use only SI system of unit. Why? We are always going to prefer the SI system of unit. What are its characteristic properties? Let us see. First property, very important property asked many times in the paper also, that it is a coherent system of units. What do you mean by coherent system of unit? A system of unit in which the units of the derived quantities can be obtained by multiplying or dividing the units of fundamental quantities but without introducing any numerical factor. That system of unit is called as the coherent system of unit. The use of any system of unit is based upon the fundamental units present inside that system of units. Now when we are using those fundamental quantities and the units present in that particular system of unit, it must be having an important property associated with it, that whenever by making use of the units of those fundamental units we try to obtain the units of other derived quantities, then it must be easy to reproduce and also easy to remember all those physical quantities. That means there must not be any complex numerical or the conversion factors should be involved over there. For example, we know that 1 Newton is equal to 10 raised to power 5 dyne. So when we go from SI to CGS unit, then there is a numerical factor present which is connecting the two units. So this 10 raised to power 5 is actually the numerical factor or the conversion factor. So if our system of unit also contains these types of the conversion or numerical factor, so when we try to obtain new units from the older units either by multiplication or by division, then we would be having large number of such conversion factors. So it would be difficult for us to remember all those conversion factors and corresponding units. So SI system help us that it is a coherent system of unit. That means all the fundamental quantities are defined with their SI units such that their numerical value is always equal to 1. For example, for mass it is 1 kg, for length it is also 1 meter, time it is equal to 1 second, current it is 1 ampere, and so on. So whenever we divide or multiply 1 with 1, we always going to get 1. So there will not be any numerical or the conversion factor involved whenever we try to obtain the units or derived quantities from the fundamental quantities. For example, you take the example of speed, which is a ratio of distance and time. Distance is a fundamental quantity with the unit 1 meter, time is a fundamental quantity with the unit 1 second. So when we divide to get the unit of the derived quantity speed, we get 1 meter per second. Again 1 is involved over here, no such conversion factor is there. Acceleration, velocity over time. Velocity is a derived unit with the having a unit 1 meter per second, time fundamental quantity 1 second, which gives us unit 1 meter per second square. So again its numerical value is equal to 1. So no conversion factor is involved, easy to remember. Force, product of mass and acceleration. Mass SI unit 1 kilogram, acceleration 1 meter per second square, which gives us 1 kilogram meter per second square, which we call as 1 Newton. Thus we see that in the coherent system of unit, all fundamental quantities are given their SI units with the numerical value 1. So it becomes very easy for us to obtain the units of other derived quantities by using such system of unit where no conversion factors are involved. This is called coherent nature of the system of unit. Second, it is a rational system of unit. That means all quantities of the same nature are measured in one unit only. We are not defining a new unit for different quantities with the different names even if they belong to same nature. For example, if we have a fundamental physical quantity as length in the SI system, then when we are measuring the distance between the two cities, when we are measuring the length of a cylinder, radius of a cylinder, diameter of a sphere, when we measure the length, breadth or thickness of a cubical box, all these are given different names, but essentially they are measured in the name of distance between the 2 points, that is all these units, all these quantities, they belong to the single physical quantity that is fundamental in nature, that is length. So we are not defining new units, but only one unit, that is meter for all. Similarly, we have different type of energies: kinetic energy, potential energy, electrical energy, heat energy, nuclear energy. But we are not defining different units, but a single unit, that is joule. This is rational system of unit. It is a metric system of unit. Very important property, that with the help of this system, sometimes the values of physical quantity which we measure, it can be very very large or very very small. For example, we may need to express the diameter of a nucleus. We may need to express the mass of Earth, mass of the Sun. When such larger or smaller values are present, then we can easily express these smaller or larger values. Smaller values called submultiples, larger values with the help of multiples in the power of 10. So this is a metric system of unit. For example, if a mass of 1000 kg is available to us, in the scientific fashion, in the power of 10, we can write it as 1 into 10 to the power 3 kilometer. Radius of Earth 6400 kilometer, which we can easily write in the SI unit 6.4 into 10 to the power 6 meter. Mass of electron, which is 9.11 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg. Mass of Sun, which is 2 into 10 raised to power 30 kg. Imagine, if you are not familiar with writing the values in the power of the 10, what you have to do to express the mass of Sun? You have to place 30 zeros behind 2 to represent the mass of Sun, which will be very difficult, and also to repeat again and again. So we can express any value in this SI system in the power of 10. So it is a metric system. It is an absolute system. That means the value of any unit of any fundamental quantity or any derived quantity in the SI unit does not depend upon the value of acceleration due to gravity. If you remember, in the 10th standard we came across two gravitational units of the force: 1 kgf, 1 kilogram force, and 1 gram force, and those values are equal to 9.8 Newton here on the surface of Earth. But when we go to Moon or to Mars or any other planet, due to different value of G, those values are going to change. So it is an absolute system because it does not depend upon acceleration due to gravity, and also it is internationally accepted a system of unit. Whatever scientific or engineering related measurements are done all over the world, only SI system of unit is followed. Thank you.